to call the Monday, October 20th, 2025 Town of Rome Parks and Recreation Committee to order. Roll call from my left.
Evenson here.
Boltman here.
Reese here.
Krieger here.
Donegan here.
Reppin here.
Okay, item number 3, if I could have a certify the posting of the meeting.
I certify that on Friday, October 17th, 2025, the agenda for the Town Rome Parks and Recreation Committee meeting for Monday, October 20th, 2025 was posted at the following locations: Rome Town Hall at 1:26 p.m., Quick Trip LLC at 1:32 p.m., Nakusa Port Edward State Bank at 1:40 p.m., posted on the Town of Rome website 10/17 of 25, and emailed to the Wisconsin Rapids Tribune on 10/17 of 25.
Thank you. So if I could have a motion to approve the agenda.
Go ahead.
Second.
All right, thank you very much. Any objections? All right, so agenda's approved. If we could have the Pledge of Allegiance next. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, number 6 on the agenda is citizen comments. Do we have any today? No? All right.
No citizen comments, but I would like to introduce myself. My name is Karen Baroff. I'm the new town administrator. And so,
Oh, great.
Welcome.
questions or if you need me for anything, this is right in there to stop in and say hi. And
Excellent.
You know me already, so this is
Sue Boltman.
Jill Reese.
Sue Krieger.
Michael Donegan. That's spelled with a D.
I was fast.
You know, common smell.
You guys were doing the roll call, and I didn't quite get everybody. So
All right.
thank you.
Sure. All right. So the next items, no actions contemplated except possible referral to a future agenda. Number 7 is information updates, meeting recaps, recent correspondence, current events, and announcements. Anybody? Sue?
Draft, our Silent Sport group, is planning a turkey trot Thanksgiving morning. This is our annual. We do this every year. The race starts at 8:30. It's a fun run. It's not timed. Don't be a turkey. Move your feet before you eat. You don't need to register. Donations are appreciated. If you donate, you get a pair of stretchy gloves with the Draft logo on them. There's more information on our Facebook page, draftromewith.com.
Great. Well, thank you. I have none. How about you, Michael?
I have none at this time.
Okay.
I'll just make a little comment quick. On last week, the board approved the food truck pads over here in the Rome Town Center. Has brought to our attention that there's a possibility that they may need to be paved. So we're looking into that.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. Dave Trudeau is here and give us just a little update on the Walden Park signs.
Thank you. The signage came in, it all been approved by the committee, but
Dave, can you use the microphone, please?
the signage came in that was approved by the committee, and it looked so nice, I wanted to bring it along and share it. So, first of all, Lisa, can you help me just take stuff around? just one that identifies it as a native planting, and that kind of had a nice message on that one. I'm still looking to
Very nice.
take these 2 signs to
that's very
Tractor
nice.
Supply or to Home Depot, and planning on putting these on just metal-driven posts. And then I got the one these I want to get up for sure this fall, because we did have a little bit of a issue last year, and we have it's kind of traditionally been a place where snowmobiles, legally or not, have accessed Lake Camelot, and we don't want them to do that across the new planting there. So, in addition to those two, then the interpretive sign came in.
Ooh, good.
Do the big unveil here.
Drum roll.
Or the slab.
Oh,
Nice.
well, that's beautiful.
that looks really
That turned out
nice.
so nice.
Can you help me with this one?
No, that almost looks like one of those, the size of one of those checks when you
Yeah.
win the lottery or something.
That looks really nice. It turned out well.
Yes.
Really nice.
Looks very nice.
I like that.
And that's gonna go, you've already got the slab poured, you said?
Yeah, poured slab,
Excellent.
Okay.
2 weeks ago,
Nice.
Friday,
Looks very nice.
when we still had 70-degree weather. And so then, I've got the frame in hand, so this will go in the frame.
In the frame.
We're gonna put it up. I'll go back to the mic here. We're gonna put it up this week, just kind of for a photo op. Put it up there so that we have some nice pictures to turn in when we turn in for the grant reimbursement, that we can show we completed that phase of the grant. And then, since there's very little visitation in the winter, people that'll be going out there to look at the prairie planting, so then we're going to take it to a visit room, and Lisa has offered basement storage space over the winter, and then we'll put her up for bid then next spring.
Nice.
Excellent.
That pretty much wraps up what we'll be doing for the grant. We'll be going in time doing a little bit of maintenance mowing. We have someone who regularly volunteers, mows the path. We may need to put extensions on the sprinkler heads that are out there, because now they're that high and the grass is 3 feet high, so they're not getting as good a coverage. So that's something we'll be looking into. But other than that, we pretty much finished all the spending. So the grant concludes at the end of December, and then you have got up to 6 months after that. But shortly after that, when we have some time in the winter, then I'll get with Cody and we'll work on the reimbursement paperwork for that then.
Great.
Thanks,
Thank
Dave.
you.
Yes,
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Great job.
One quick question, the QR code that you scan, and
Yes.
is that information complete? Does that take you where,
No, that's a winter project to populate that.
okay, all right.
But it's going to include, information about all the products that are out there, the vegetative mat, the big list of the 52 wildflowers and grasses and sedges that are all out there, and then the products, the native vegetative mat, the living pathway grid. So all that stuff will be kind of so want this to be a showcase where people will look at that and say, "Oh, I can do that at my house."
Yeah.
Right.
Great, thank
Great.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, that item 8, discussion only, just updated Parks and Rec budget remaining, and it looks as if we still have the same amount, $76,516. However, we will be spending a share of that monies towards the food pad construction. Yeah, so
Yeah, the dog waste stations and the bike rack and the food court, the electrical and the path for that. So, then, yeah, we're gonna have to
Probably-
go,
yeah.
but we are gonna look into some more grants. I think there's some more availability out there as well.
Okay.
Or as green space.
Great. Oh, good. The next items on the agenda, discuss and possible action on the following items. Item number 9, approve the August 18th, 2025 and the September 15th, 2025 Parks and Recreation Committee meeting minutes.
I move to approve both August 18th, 2025 and September 15th, 2025 Parks and Rec Committee meeting minutes.
I second it.
All right. Any discussion? So, motion approved. Next is finalize recommendations for RTC additions for 2025, such as possible shade structures, games, and other features. So, in addition to the ones that we'd gone over the last meeting, we have a few more.
God bless you.
Let's start with the bags, the cornhole games. And I looked at 3 different vendors and just kind of passed these out. And I just have one copy we can go over, but the Doty and Sons is out of Illinois, and their concrete bags sets are between $930 and $1,035, $1,035 plus shipping and what a local would run. Then there's another company on the West Coast called Stone Age Concrete, and their bag units were $1,852 plus shipping and whatever the local would be. And there's a third one out of Iowa, company by the name of K Park, and their bags were $1,436 plus the shipping and the local. Overall, the sets look quite a bit similar. It's concrete's concrete. You do have a choice on most of them and many of them as far as the type of concrete, color-wise, what it goes. Bags are not included with them, so we'd have to either bring your own bags or have a rental.
That's something
I
that you
think
can do
that's a
in the
good idea.
kiosk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our bags grow legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I say, there are some vendors out there, and Doty and Sons seem to be the most reasonable in cost, but
Do we know where Up North Brewing has, where they got theirs?
I don't know the name of the company, but we invested. We are looking for bag sets at Lake Arrowhead also, and we did ask them about it. It was more expensive. Than,
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Than any of those?
Mhm,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Did they, the shipping is going to be quite expensive, time to get it here. So, was the company, is it more local, so the shipping is less, maybe?
Right. Correct.
I just wondering if it would even out at all, the
Yeah.
time you add shipping.
Right. Right. That's a good point. Doty and Sons was the closest, and I think it was $250, $300, but I'll have to verify
one
that.
set?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it was just probably one set we would get.
What was it,
Right.
one set or 2 sets?
I thought we had it up for
Was
two
it 2
sets.
sets? Oh, okay. All right.
And then, as far as how to receive that, when do they personally deliver it themselves?
That
Are we gonna have a FedEx truck pulling,
Yeah.
that you
Right.
gotta have?
Somebody there.
yeah.
Here's an idea. Doty's and Sons here in Illinois. I would be more than happy to drive down there and get them myself. I got a big old pickup truck. I was more than happy to take them.
If they could load them, that's a
You would
lot of
have
weight,
to-
yeah.
Yeah, they would have to load them.
Yeah.
Use their forklift.
Yeah. Well, my thought is if we could narrow it down, what I can do is get estimates from, the vendors that you'd like me to get more information on the shipping and that sort of
I
thing.
thought you said shipping was $250.
$250, $300. I can't remember what the.
Yeah, so that's like $500-600.
Yeah.
Go with Doty and see if they're willing to let somebody come to their facility.
Alright.
Not everybody allows that to come to them. They don't always have pickup available,
Alright.
but some places.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. And then I'll also, if I could get a copy in PDF form or TIFF form, maybe, of the logo for the town of Rome, I'd send that down also to get.
The local
The logo?
Logo.
Logo.
Yeah, to get an estimate on what that would run to. Okay, so I'll get an estimate.
We got a forklift offload them at here, right, Cody?
We have a skid steer, yes.
Okay, all right, well, thank you. Okay, then the next item was the ladder toss. Again, Doty and Son, Stone Age, and Cape Park. And we have a couple options there. Most of these companies, you could do steel or concrete, and the steel was, they're like girders almost. And that was more expensive, but it's a consideration. The Doty and Sons ladder toss was between $15.50 and $25.60, and it just depended on the, I guess, the tensile strength or the type of concrete used, versus the steel, which was $23.75 to $3,325. The Stone Age, and again, this doesn't include shipping, was $2,037, or Cape Park, and this was, let's see, concrete and, the range with concrete and steel was 1,176 to 1,816, so that seemed to be the
More
more reasonable one.
Do these need to be set into the ground? I mean,
Yes.
we got to put a pad in?
Right, yeah.
Wow,
All right,
that's
just-
really expensive.
What is the ladder?
It's the, with the two balls and the
The
string.
rope with two balls and you throw it and it,
Show them the pic. Well, we can send
yeah,
this
it's
back.
coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
The steel one on there.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, thanks.
Is there there's no such thing as a hard resin plastic?
I didn't come across the
Okay.
resin plastic.
So just,
Something
just
like
my
this.
recommendation on something like that.
Yeah.
You are gonna have to put a base underneath it.
Okay.
You're gonna have too much weight pressing straight down to keep
we'll
it
have
level
to-
on.
Okay, so in other words,
surfaces.
we'd have to set it
You're gonna have to put it on
Maybe we
something,
could
yeah.
find a different game that maybe doesn't have to require
That's what I'm thinking.
a pad or
Yeah,
something, or
that's a good
because that's
point.
really expensive.
It
plus
is.
that.
Well,
plus a
I was
pad.
surprised.
I'm looking at the
Just
price
start
on,
with
you know,
the-
considering the price on this, and Cody, correct me if I'm wrong, couldn't we do something like this? I see they're fastened in there. What, square stainless steel 319
So just
tubing or whatever?
Just looking at the pictures of the one that's made out of metal, we have local fab shops that can make something like
Right,
that for
right.
a
Yeah.
think we could
fraction of the
build it.
price.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably have it powder coated and ready to go.
And even powder coat it. I would suggest in this particular case, stainless steel might be, and just put the stainless steel tubes or square tubes right into the ground. And then fasten those, the cross members right into it. It's not gonna go anywhere. Doesn't need a slab. Doesn't need any fabricating. It's,
Have to look into some local fabricators and see what they
Yeah.
have, some ideas, because,
We work with several in the area here.
oh, cool, all right. 'Cause, yeah, that's crazy price.
Great suggestion, Cody, thank you. All right, well then that sounds like that's probably the way we'd want to go. All right, and then the last item I looked at was a checkers/chess table.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a couple different types, the concrete ones, and then there was a metal one also. And I thought we'd probably want to have it ADA compliant, so that eliminates some of them that were four-seaters. But Doty and Son also makes those, and their ranges were, let's see, $11.65 to $13.95.
That's the table and the two and the two stools.
Yeah.
Okay.
16 what?
It was, let's see, 1,165 to 1,395. And actually, the two chairs, the ones with just the two chairs, were 1,165 to 1,220.
Can the fabricators eat that maybe?
That's the concrete one.
That's,
The concrete.
That's the
Yeah.
concrete one.
Yeah,
And then there was Kenneth Lynch and Sons. They make them for New York City, for in the parks. They don't have chairs with them. They put park benches by it. But this was 1,846.
looks kind of goofy.
And then
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I get it
I
too,
get
but
the
it
idea,
does,
but it
right.
kind of, looks awkward.
Yeah, this one.
And this is the same thing, just different colors. This is Wabash Valley, and their
That table
Three-
looks like
three-
this one here.
Oh, I
cedar
see.
was 2,185.
On the table without the bench.
That's kind of a cool idea. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's more, parkish.
which one are you looking at?
That's the same
The
one.
three-seater.
Yeah, I kind of like
cedar.
that one too, that it has a spot for a wheelchair to come up to as well,
Right.
having the 3 on there.
Yep.
That's $2,200.
And that's what I was thinking.
If you just go with
Could something like
One.
that be fabricated
Well,
here
right.
and for less?
or 2, but double as a picnic table at that point.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They didn't make a freestanding one that would accommodate wheelchairs, but this was one that we could put underneath the, where the fireplace is.
Well, yeah.
And that was 1,984, but again, it has four chairs, and that's also with the Wabash Valley. So a couple different ways we can go with that, or,
The chair's off.
oh,
Yeah, I suppose if you had to.
Yeah.
oh, didn't think of
That
that.
always,
He said he could cut one off.
Chair's off.
yeah.
So, a couple different ways we could go with that, and I guess it just depends on,
I mean, a good picnic table is going to run us quite a bit anyways, so if that would be in place of a picnic table.
yeah,
Trade you.
Yeah.
yeah. So those were the, a little bit of research I did. Oh, there was one more, that was way expensive. 2,650 plus shipping. The name of the company was Outdoor Ping Pong Tables, and it was very similar to the Doty and,
Doty,
yeah.
So I do have one recommendation on whatever the group decides they want to do with all these different things that we're talking about. I'd recommend making some of them, if not most of them, movable.
Okay,
Only because we change our mind, we're going to put this over there, we're going to move this over there. I mean, okay, the ladder ball, that might be a little bit different. That might have to be more permanent, but if we're looking at tables and
Want to be able to
benches,
move them, yep,
if we can move them, that would be
okay,
much nicer.
okay,
absolutely.
yep.
You know,
Okay.
If we
Makes
decide we
sense.
want to do play chess out in the sun, the table can be moved. If
Okay.
you want to, if the bag board area is not where we want it, we can move it.
Okay.
It saves you trimming time.
It does that too, yes. So, but once it's bolted down
Yeah.
or concreted in, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
So,
So it looks like these kind.
Would be the ideal
I like
way.
those. I
Yeah,
like those. I like those.
Yeah, I like them too, and as Cody said, cut off a chair.
Okay.
or we just get picnic tables that,
Or maybe
Couple that
maybe
are
you can get them to
ADA
modify it.
compliant.
Or we'll modify it. Yeah, whatever.
so here's another idea. Full of them tonight. You could also just do a regular picnic table that's ADA or, has 3 chairs on it. And you could paint or have a
epoxy down.
epoxy
Yeah.
put on top of it and have a decal cut and have it epoxied on, and you could do it on every table if you want.
Okay.
We could ask the school's art classes if they want to
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
take up that project for us.
And even that too, you have the schools. I mean, if we're looking to have tables made, picnic tables, and they need projects. If we fund the
I like that idea.
lumber, they'll build that stuff. They can put their name on it, donated by blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
They made nice benches.
They
and I'm
did.
sure they'd
They
make
did.
some great tables too.
We also have Mid-State They have projects, they have fab shops, they have
yeah.
stuff like that too.
Okay.
Thank you, Cody, that's a
Yeah,
great
so
idea.
just great, yep.
And what do we do about the actual checkers? Is that-
They could bring
That
their
could be
own.
in a kiosk also.
Okay.
You could have chess sets. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
What were you wondering about? I didn't
the
hear.
actual checker, the actual.
The actual
checker.
pieces,
The actual
they'd have to bring their
Chess
own, or
pieces.
you could,
I
So
think
that's
bring
a
your own
kiosk.
is better.
at least until the kiosk gets, till,
They're-
you know,
Yeah, but,
eventually you have to get a kiosk, but,
yeah, right.
yeah, depending on what all games we decide on, but yeah.
Okay, well, just to summarize this discussion then, for the cornhole, if the committee would like, I can contact Doty and Sons, and I'll get a written quote and 2 sets, and I'll ask them what their shipping and the local cost would be, but I'll also ask if they'd allow us to pick them up and what the weight is and that sort of thing. Does that
That'd be
sound
great,
good?
yes,
Okay.
please, thank you.
Is that something that's movable then?
The I don't think they are. I think they're like 600 pounds.
Well, they're movable,
Movable with equipment.
They can be moved.
they can be moved, it's not,
just
we're
need
not
a
putting a
skid
slab
steer.
down.
They won't be in a slab.
No,
They
they're just set
Right.
down.
Right, okay.
Just set on the ground.
All right.
Right, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
Just get a skid steer with forklifts,
Yeah.
with forks on it,
Okay,
right up out of the ground.
okay. And then the ladder toss, as far as fabricating, how would we go about getting information on that, Cody?
So my recommendation on that would be to find a design or similar design that you see online and present one of the local fab shops with this design and say, this is what we're looking to do. What would it run us to make 4 of them or whatever you decide to do?
Okay.
And give them it wouldn't even so much need a blueprint, just a picture, and they could probably figure it out.
All right.
I mean, we've made a lot of PVC pipe
Yeah.
already, I mean, they're pretty basic, same size, same height, yeah, we can get those dimensions, yeah.
Would those be movable, or would they be centered in
They
the
could be
ground?
movable.
Okay.
Absolutely could be movable.
Would it be a safety hazard if a kid climbed it and they, fall on them? Yeah.
Yep.
So we'd have to think about,
So, I mean, yes, those could be anchored,
okay,
pick a spot that they're gonna be and
yeah.
bolt them down.
And so, okay, well, would anybody like to, Michael, would you like to
Do we
What?
have any other ones, like the shade structures?
shade start?
Oh, the
yeah.
shade structure.
Yeah. Well,
I've been kind of drooling here on these. They're really nice.
Yeah. Well, Cody, could you forward the fabricators, or would I just look in the, okay, right. Would,
I will send you that.
would anybody like to work on that, getting information on?
I can get you,
I-
I can get you some dimensions if you want me
Okay.
to, so that you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go to the fabricator with it,
Okay.
okay?
All right.
Yeah, I can send you a list of the fabricators we've used in the
Yeah,
past.
dimensions of ladder ball,
If you could, Cody, would you send a copy of that to me?
yeah.
No way.
No way, okay.
Absolutely.
That's what I thought.
No, don't do it.
So what do we decide on the checker and chess table? We want it movable, correct? All right. And we,
Either that
gonna-
3-seater or the 4-seater, I guess.
or use
Or the
existing
picnic
tables.
tables.
Or the picnic table.
Picnic tables.
And paint.
You know, we could try
I
that.
think that'd be the better idea,
Yeah.
truthfully.
Yeah, yeah. So we just have to, yeah.
Would they be able to do a 4-sided? I mean, not do a rectangle, but a square with, say, 3 chairs type of thing and leave one side open?
So when we had the school do our benches, we sent them a design that we wanted, similar to what like Cody said. You send them a picture or something.
Okay.
I actually had like the project dimensions and everything that I sent to them, and they just built it for us. But then when we asked them about a picnic table, they found the design. And because we said we wanted it handicap accessible, they found a design and they did a wonderful job. So we could do it either way. I think I think if we send them a picture of what we want, they would figure out how to do it.
Awesome.
And even when we did that, we offered to pay for all the materials, and they never sent us a bill. So I think they were looking for projects
That was
at the
part
time.
of their
That was
projects,
part of their
Excellent.
curriculum. So.
And that was the Nakusa?
Yeah, that was Nakusa.
Okay, great. All right, well, is there,
Is there a contact person
Yeah.
over there?
He just won an award for at Nakusa. What was Ben? I can't think of his name right now. I saw his name in the paper. Nakusa just recently won an award from.
What-
Oh, I think we can find it.
okay, that sounds good. Well, we'll work on that. We'll get a name and we can, if you like, I can contact them and,
Yeah. One thing that I would caution is the last time we asked them to do a project, they did it so quickly we had to find places to store it.
They're working on it now.
Yeah. So we might want to time that out a little bit.
okay,
So.
all right.
Well, but if it's a table,
Yeah,
it can
does that
just go
sound? I think
outside.
that's right.
Emmett Peters, an
Yeah.
industrial technology teacher at Nakusa High School in
Yes.
Wisconsin, won a $100,000
Wow.
grand prize from Harbor Freight for school
Yeah.
prize
Well,
for teaching excellence.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
$100,000 from
Yeah.
Harbor.
Was awarded, award was announced on September 30th.
Okay.
Nice.
Sounds like the guy.
He sounds like the
Right.
guy. All right, well, then we have,
Peters.
we
So-
have,
If
So I
it were
guess-
to be if it were to be something for storage, we have
We can handle
spots. I
it.
mean, not
Okay.
space for 30 picnic tables, but yes,
Yeah.
we have spots.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Well, we could contact them now and just tell them what we're looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, we can always put it under tarp
yeah,
outside.
all right. Well, good.
Actually, we could drop it at
We have the shade
Oh, yeah.
structure now.
I mean,
To
yeah,
talk about.
you can put it outside.
Yeah, so I was looking up, I had an image in my head what I wanted, and so I was just looking at shade sales. So I found this company, Skyways, and they sent me some information, and that's where I got these pictures from. Because I was trying to limit the number of posts,
Right.
and that's why these cantilever ones appealed to me, because you get more shade, less post.
Yeah.
I agree.
So those are the ones that I sent you pictures of. There's a whole catalog, there's other ones, and there's other companies too. But this really kind of matched what was given to us from that last plan, that it's like a 20 by 72, which is quite big, runs from $20,000 to $50,000. And that's what they had on this last
Right.
plan.
That's what they
Right,
cost.
okay.
Yeah,
Big one.
that's-
That is really a big
I
one.
do like this.
Yeah.
I like the top one for in the middle of the area, and the middle one for any outlying area.
So I did do a little homework on this too, and our existing shade structures that was put into the, by the splash pad over there. The structure was 10 by 25 with 8-foot eaves, and that came into $9,250 plus $1,300 in freight. Obviously, if you order more, freight's less. But that would be for the existing structures that we already have if we were going to try to match them. I remember those were put in 6-7 years ago now. They are a little more aged than what was going to show up, so it's not going to match 100%. So,
Do you know what company it was by any chance?
off the top of my head,
Okay.
just the vendor.
When I looked at this Skyways, they'll basically build whatever you want. And I don't remember exactly where they were out of, but it was fairly low. I mean, it was a Midwestern state, if I remember right. So,
Do we want it the same size as what's over there? Like, get a couple of them, or do we want to go bigger, or
I would think bigger.
over by the food side, you mean? Or-
No, in front of the band shell on back.
I was thinking the viewing area of the band shell.
Okay. So you definitely want the bigger one then?
That was what I was thinking.
So I can get you the information for who we used last time. They do have other designs and stuff available. And if you want to reach out and discuss
Okay.
options you want to do, I can
Okay.
send that to you too.
Sure.
And they are local. They're out of Verona.
Oh, good. Okay.
Cool.
The only thing with the double or the single-sided one, is if you put several of them out there, you gotta make sure that somebody sitting there, their line of sight to the band shell isn't interrupted by the one in front of them or so on.
My thought, I don't know if you can see this, but, so here's the band shell. And the western sun is gonna come in on this direction, so if we put a big one on this side shading this way, maybe the posts along the path or something like that, so you get shade through here.
So on the side,
Maybe
not in
just
front of
that
it.
side, and then maybe a smaller one over the ADA area that we'd like to make a,
They definitely need one over
Yeah.
on the ADA side.
yeah. That was my thought.
I think
And
they-
really, hopefully, these trees will grow fast, and we won't need any more than that. Sure.
So the bands are roasting up on stage. So I don't know if that western side of the band shell could have
Some kind of shade,
shade or,
shade screen.
yeah.
Yeah, she mentioned that.
We should look
Got an
into
idea.
that.
Let's pick it up and turn
Definitely
it
should look
around
into
and
that.
put it on the other end.
Sunscreen for band shell.
Just on that one side.
Yeah, that way the back end is blocking it from the sun.
The Lake Camelot Lodge has those nice pull-down shades. I'd always look to see where they got theirs from.
Yeah.
Because that would be perfect on that one side, just somehow. I'm a little worried though about the angle of that band shell, but, because it's not straight.
yeah.
It's like this.
But I think there's a beam.
Yeah, if there's a
right there
beam.
that's
Is there?
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it could have still attached to that. All right.
Yeah, I do like these metal designs. And maybe one running east to west, one or two towards the back or something. Let's not just keep the middle wide open.
What was the range and cost again?
I looked up a 20 by 72, and the range was 20,000 to 50,000.
Okay.
What was the difference between the 20 and the 50?
I'm not sure where they, that was just something they had posted on their website, so
Sure.
it wasn't.
Well,
Do they have
Probably.
different kinds of fabrics?
Yeah, they had,
So is there different style, heavier fabrics, lighter fabrics?
flame resistant,
I was just wondering if that's what cost difference is.
yeah, that could be,
Different
maybe
types
the
of fabrics.
posts, yeah, there's all kinds of different
Okay.
stuff in there.
all right, well,
To do a little more investigating on that. And then get some info from Cody about the local one too, to see what they
Right.
have.
And find out from,
Heard that too, Joe.
Thanks.
all right.
Thanks, Jill.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other?
were we gonna do anything with bike racks?
Got one ordered.
That's already
Oh,
done.
it's done, okay. Good job.
Okay, well, if that's all for this item for now, and it looks like we need a little more information that we can bring back for the next meeting. Number 11, was there any update on the Vibrant Spaces grant? Was there anything more input you needed from our committee, or?
We gotta pick a project. We're gonna move forward if we're gonna try to go for it. And time is ticking on that one.
Okay, as far as, so once we have the project identified, then would we need cost information?
Do you wanna do this, wanna do the shade structures?
Let's identify, yeah.
What about, so can you guys fill us in on needing to pave the food truck area? Maybe that, because to me, that's like a critical thing, and it would be nice if it was really a nice
Yeah,
Nicely
so
done and-
basically the ordinance is kind of suggesting that it has to be paved. So we're just looking into it, so that's gonna be a cost, paving.
That's why I'm wondering, is there any way to get the information together if we were to pave the food truck area and apply that toward the grant, or?
I'm not sure that it will qualify for it. It's possible.
Okay.
Lisa?
Look into that.
Well, I'm just curious, so unless we get it paved, we can't have food trucks?
You just can't have a large gravel
Gravel drive.
parking area.
Oh, I see.
It's a,
So
yeah,
we could have them on grass?
yeah,
Okay.
I know.
If it just happened to have
The town
gravel under
ordinance
it.
is the gravel driveway thing problem.
It's, that's,
The ordinance as it reads right now says that areas in the Rome Town Center have to be paved.
Right.
That's what our ordinance
Yeah,
says.
okay, right.
Can we amend the ordinance?
Zoning wise,
Yeah, but for,
should be paved.
yeah.
So blacktopping, would have to get into over to a blacktopper in the area and see if we could get a quote.
Well, if you put blacktop down there in a hot summer day, those trucks will make impressions.
Yep.
So it'll have to
But
be
it's
concrete.
evenings,
Is
but
that
it's
what you're
also
saying?
evenings, so.
Can we move for to see if the town would be willing to amend the ordinance or whatever?
Make an exception, you mean?
Thank you. Make an
Variance?
exception.
Variance, yes.
Variance, that's the
That's the
word.
key word, right?
Yeah.
Variance, yeah.
See if we can do a variance on it.
The other thing about the paving thing is that the way asphalt is being priced right now with oil and whatnot, you are very close to concrete.
Might as well
prices.
concrete it.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
okay.
thinking, just concrete it. But the grant, you don't think would,
I don't
the
know.
concrete won't qualify?
I don't know if it will or won't.
Right.
Okay. So we
Want the
can pick
vibrant
something else.
space, not.
Right, exactly. It's
possible.
concrete.
I would think the
Possible, but-
shade structures would fall underneath that grant
Right.
much faster.
I'm wondering if we shouldn't go for the ADA areas
Oh, yeah.
and make them
Right.
cement, like make them concrete and not gravel. Like concrete the ADA viewing area for the band shell and
Structure
the
up.
path to the musical notes playground area. Because that's something we want to get done also.
Especially
great
for
idea.
wheelchairs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
There's
a
the
good
other thing
idea.
too, now you also have the
Well,
path that
and
goes around the
walkers,
band shelter
yeah.
too, that we also have to consider if you're gonna be doing this stuff. So,
The whole path around it as well.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
The gravel path should be,
I'm not saying
I thought that
should
was
be,
ADA compliant, that crushed gravel.
Mm-hmm.
is it?
does,
Yes, it is.
does the path fall into gravel areas that would have to be
The path
paved?
does not have
No.
motorized vehicles on it, so I
Okay,
don't
so that's
think
probably
it's
okay.
considered a
It's not a
driveway.
parking area or a
It's not a
driveway.
parking
yeah.
area.
Not a parking area or a driveway. It
Yeah.
is a walking path, so it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And I think, so this would, if we make this a package deal, that to make our park more ADA compliant, we add the concrete pad for the viewing area with the shade structure, and also a concrete path and the musical notes in concrete.
Only to get some dimensions, and yeah.
Would that be a nice
They would
thing
go
for
it
a grant?
because
I don't know.
it's
It sounds like a
ADA.
nice place
Yeah,
for,
'cause it's-
for a
Right.
grant. It does.
Right.
Yep.
That would
Yeah.
get us some shade, that would get part of that done,
It would.
Right.
and it would get our ADA compliance done.
Yep.
Do you know, Cody, do you know specifically what the criteria for the grant is? Or no? Sounds like it would be nice and, but of course, grants have very
Sure.
specific criteria.
Right.
Right.
You have to fall under,
This
so,
Yeah.
one's,
huh?
this one's got some specific criteria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know what the deadline is for the grant?
I believe it's end of the year.
Okay,
Oh,
December
that's
31st.
coming up.
yeah. And who would write the grant? Would you be writing it, or? How does that, okay.
Cody and I would gladly work on it
Okay,
together.
All right.
A few years ago, it was my understanding that there was a subcommittee, maybe that's what it was,
Yeah, and they haven't
to
been,
write grants, and that's been dissolved or no longer in action. But I know a woman that was on that committee, and she would be happy to help write grants in general, but I asked her, of course, for our committee. I don't know if you're interested in, I don't know how that works.
I know
the
Jeff
grant writing.
Jeff Williams also does an excellent job
Right.
with grants.
Or get that committee going again. Not by the end of the year, of course, for this, but I think my friend, if you need it or wanted help for this particular one, she would help. I don't know how that all works, or who
If she
appointed
can write
that
it and we can
committee,
filter
or-
it through a few people, I mean, it's a lot less work just to look one over that's already been written than
Yeah.
filling it in yourself, right?
Have we ever applied for that before?
Yes. Our band shelter was done
Okay,
with that before.
okay.
No, so is
They-
that,
Agency that comes through.
The WEDC, I'm on it right now.
Okay.
But they do have parking lot enhancements.
Is it?
Yep, is part of it, as well as infrastructure. But yeah, they want enhancements to your public space that would, they said, you can even use it for in landscaping, lighting, art, water features and fixtures. You can also use it for signage, parking lot conversions, parking space conversions, and then the infrastructure. All those things are eligible underneath vibrant spaces.
Okay,
okay.
well,
So if we were to move forward with something like this based on that, would you like me to reach out and get a concrete? Because everything else won't change. The sprinklers will not change, electric won't change, but the stonework being adjusted with the same dimensions we originally planned on doing, and you'll have to let me know what dimensions you want for the other areas that you're anticipating doing with this concrete.
Yeah, please, we should get that
Yeah.
ADA spot.
You know, thinking back, one of the reasons we were okay with going with gravel was it wasn't permanent in case we changed our mind. So we have to be very sure that this is what we want, where we want it, if we're going to go with concrete
For the pads?
or just
For the food
for
truck.
the food truck area.
Okay. What about getting a variance? Going for a variance and leave it gravel, and if we need to move it, we
It
can
would
move
be a while before you
I-
get through that. You have to
I
go
think
through-
we try to get the grant for what
Okay.
we want. Yeah. I don't think it's fair for us to ask for a variance when other property owners have to follow the rules. So
And
why
that would-
should
and that's how it was brought to my attention, was somebody out there in the
Yeah.
public, so.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
So it says the amount is 25 to 50,000.
Yes.
We could get
So
a
maybe
temporary
that's just
variance.
what the ADA is going to cost though, and you don't even worry about the food truck part of it for the
I
grant.
understand that.
It's, what did you say, 20 to
25 to 50.
50,000? That could be taken up with just the ADA and the
What was our number at with the food truck
shade
area?
structures.
30 with just the
with
gravel.
yeah.
So,
I'm gonna say we're probably close to 50 with concrete.
What do we want more?
Lisa wants food trucks.
I'd like to
I
do
don't
the food
care.
truck thing,
Yeah.
but-
Get it done.
And you're okay with the concrete?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the gravel's fine, but if we can't do it.
Yeah, concrete would be better than asphalt, like I say, it would, in the hot summer days, those
Oh, for
fires would
sure.
start
Well, right, we
leaving.
were talking.
I'm just want to address the permanence of it. We have to be sure that that's what we want, where we want it.
And we have to match funds, so it's matching funds. So whatever we get, we match. So it's gonna be 50% for us, 50% from them. So if it is a $50,000 project, we're putting in 25.
25. Okay.
If you didn't have food trucks parked there, what would be an alternate use? If it was concrete, what would be an alternate use for that space? space.
Yeah.
Probably
I
there
don't know where
isn't
it's
one,
going,
is
so
there?
I don't know.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's been talk of, more games in that area. There's been talk of pickleball courts somewhere.
But not on that concrete
No.
pad.
Right.
It has to be movable.
Right.
To the farmer's market. if
Yeah.
you had more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, she's maxed.
Well, that's true.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
That's a very good idea.
Farmer's market just,
Farmer's
yeah.
market.
Yeah.
Well, with the pad section that's extended where the food trucks are going, you could even paint things on the ground that,
Hopscotch or
I
something.
don't know if people do
Yeah.
that
Right.
anymore.
Oh,
Make it
yeah,
more
yeah, they
game related. I'm sure.
That's a good
Foursquare.
idea.
Foursquare is awesome. Yeah.
What's that other game?
Oh, Gaga. Yeah, Gaga Pit.
Yeah.
A
well,
Gaga
you need
pit.
Sides for that or something, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
there's
you
other things that we could be doing.
Yeah.
never
Well,
heard of that.
all right. I'm fine with it.
Gaga what?
A Gaga Pit. I
is-
don't ask me. This was brought to our attention a few years ago, and I said the same thing. A what?
A younger game.
Well, could I,
It's like a safe version of dodgeball.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, but dodgeball should be played
Yeah.
like it was when we were kids.
I agree.
well, are we at a
Well,
point where,
Stinging consequences.
Yeah, I think we get the quote on the concrete
For the food truck.
and try to do that for
Okay.
the grant.
Okay.
I mean, if we.
Yeah, if they,
Ice it over
All right.
with like a skating rink out of it.
do we need a motion for that?
No, because we're still just gathering
All right.
information.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Okay,
I don't think.
all right.
Because I think that dollar amount might be at its max without also adding on the ADA.
Right.
So
Right.
I think we should just stick with the food truck.
area. Right.
Sounds good.
Since we have the dimensions already, we know what we want. Like you said, let's just move forward with that.
All right. It sounds like a plan. Okay. Well, the next item on the agenda is item 12, the next steps for disc golf and walking trails for the Chester School Forest. And I just wanted to update you on, and I had included the emails. I did reach out to Randy Schucher, who's a member of the board of the Wisconsin Disc Golfers Association, as well as a local designer, and he's helped communities throughout the area design and develop and implement disc golf courses. So I sent him our, the topographical map of the Chester Forest for him to look at, and mentioned to him that we want to have the disc golf course integrated with walking trails. And his initial thoughts were is that probably that would impact the number of disc golf holes that we could have, because you'd want them to safely coexist with one another. And so that was a consideration of his. He is taking a look at it. I offered if he wanted to walk it while the snow hasn't been flying yet, that we could walk the property too. And he asked if we wanted him to come to a future meeting, and we said, I said, yeah, if he could come, and once we know when the meeting is, we could get a list of questions together for him to just kind of give us some ideas on where we could go with this property and the disc golf course. He also sent, he's currently developing, and it's under construction, the Little Plover River Park. It's a 50-acre park where our parcel is just under 40 acres, and it had pre-existing trails that he had to work his disc golf course around.
Okay.
So it only had, it looks like 9 holes, but it showed us, how he kind of puts the two together.
Mm-hmm.
So the fairways don't go over walking paths.
I think it would be much easier to design the whole thing at once. So this,
Yeah.
I think our property would be easier to, because he could probably design the disc golf course, and then we can design the walking trail around it without,
Yeah.
I mean, still with it in mind, but.
Yeah. So that's kind of where it stands. I sent him the information, and he's reviewing it, and hopefully he'll be available for us to either a Zoom meeting or in person, just to give some additional information on his thoughts of the property and what we can do with it.
Great.
Yep. Okay. So, the next item on the agenda would be item 13, establishing a campground at Syracuse. And Cody, do you have any information on that, or?
I have no information on this. This is more of a discussion
Okay.
versus a action, I guess. This is something that I've talked to some folks about, possibly establishing something across the property, across County O.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's, yeah. So they're not for sale at this moment that I'm aware of. But there is a possibility of maybe putting in a campground, whether it be 10 stalls, 20 stalls, 30 stalls, something like that. But you can register online, or you can have a kiosk type thing, so that folks that when they come up here they travel from all over the place to come and use Syracuse, they could stay overnight and ride a second day. And it wouldn't necessarily be a long-term campground, I guess, but I guess it could be. I mean, it would still have all the same rules as other campgrounds have. We'd have to figure out water, septic, electric, or dump station, whatever we'd be allowed to get away with, I should say. But then something that would be basically directly across from the entrance. So,
How many acres are you thinking that we would have to consider
20
purchasing?
to 40.
And no one's just, is it one owner of that property across the street?
Depends where we go, but yes.
Okay. And this one owner does not have it for sale, but could possibly.
Possibly.
Everything's for sale for the right price.
Absolutely.
Would this be a campground run by the town of Rome?
Yes.
It would be, yes.
Right now,
So, yeah, how does that
right now, the parking lot at Syracuse could really use some improvements. Is there any way to put anything in there for more long-term parking for them?
So we're not technically allowed to camp on the property. We
Right.
own a portion, and Rapids Angels owns a portion.
Okay.
So there would have to be some mutual,
Agreement.
All right.
and the fact that the park closes at night, we also am able to close the gates and keep people out
Yeah.
from riding at midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no long-term parking there. All right.
So this is just something that like I said, we've talked about it. It's a possibility. It would obviously generate revenue. There will be a significant cost to do it, to start it up. We'd have to add staff for sure.
Yep.
And just something that you guys can talk about, discuss, see if it's something realistic.
We have to kind of figure out and discuss cost to benefit ratio, because we would need to add more, probably a lot more maintenance staff to manage that. So you'd really need to take a look at cost. You could do it in phases, and potentially add staff as you go, which would probably be the, most feasible way to do it. That's one of the things you're gonna have to take a look at, is cost to benefit ratio. What is the potential revenue that could come into the town, versus how much are we spending on, the Public Works Department for parks and maintenance and.
Right. And then one of the things, I'm gonna single you out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You know as well as I do, when people come there to ride that are not from town, they have a very, very hard time finding a place to crash.
Yeah.
So they can ride a second day. And that's been brought up numerous times.
I have no doubt that it would get used and it would be full probably all summer.
Right.
I know it would be successful. What it would cost to implement it, and there are some sticking points. I know other places have motorcycle road crossings, which you can do that. There's ways of doing that. So,
And the thing, being a county road, I'm not sure what rules they're gonna have, because we
Right.
don't have jurisdiction on that.
right.
And we would have to to do something relatively extremely close to the entrance,
Yeah.
whether one entrance or the other entrance, to make traffic flow so you can come across, because motorcycles can come across, but they cannot ride along.
Right,
UTVs are
right.
obviously able to do whatever they want.
Tunnel expert over there. Tunnel expert.
A bridge. That's where we put in a bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it'll get used a lot. What it would cost to implement, like you said, we'd have to own the land.
This is a 5-year project, I'm figuring. This is not a next year we're doing
By
that.
next summer.
I would maybe suggest cameras connected to the cop shop. You know, probably most unattended campgrounds would be that way anyway.
Would there be any concern that would be in competition with private campgrounds?
There's nothing that local, no.
No, and I don't think it would be competition. If anything, it would just add to the camping in our town. So
It would also add quite the draw. I think you'd get people
Yeah.
that are like,
Yeah,
I'm not
they'd
making
stay.
that trip for one day.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
Now they're coming.
Yeah.
Would it be beneficial to do a market survey with the users? How far have they traveled to get there, that sort of thing? Yeah, no,
I don't think it's necessary.
okay,
I get phone calls from all different area codes, all over the Midwest.
okay,
I mean, Iowa, Indiana,
out of state, okay.
So my
Places to stay or.
all places to stay, and are we open? We're gonna make the trip,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, my question is, Derek Hughes' budget is separate from other parks, right? I mean, so where, I haven't really seen a summary of Derek Hughes, like, I know they're busy, but I don't know how much we spend on it.
Making money?
Is it breaking even most years? Do we have any kind of surplus, or do we have
We are doing pretty good there.
doing pretty good? Is there any projects that we're looking to spend money on that are needed?
Derek Hughes.
Campground.
Yeah, camp.
Besides that, like more equipment, more trail development,
That would have to
whatever.
be kept separate
Right,
from
okay.
this. So Derek Hughes would be a separate entity
Right.
completely. But as far as projects at Derek Hughes, I mean, we're always open to stuff, but obviously Derek Hughes, it's hard to project, because if you have bad weather, you're not gonna get the people to show up.
Yeah,
So it's very hit and miss. It's like there's a schedule that, hey, we know we get this at this time, we get this at this time.
yeah.
Um,
But over time, like, I know that we had added on, but that was grant money, correct? So over time, we're doing well. We're not,
Correct.
okay,
Yeah, we've had some very, very big weekends out there this year. I mean,
yeah,
record numbers.
yeah.
But none of,
Expansion really helped.
none of that money can be used for what we want to do. Okay. So the campground is all from the town somewhere. Okay.
Oh,
I didn't know.
can't sure,
don't
Derek
know.
Hughes,
That's a taxpayer thing.
Okay. Okay.
Derek Hughes is tied with DNR and grant funding. Because there was talk about that at one point in time, I had heard, not with myself, but that, what if we put a campground there, and the way that the recreational
okay.
parameters are of it, it doesn't fit.
It didn't work, yeah.
So it would have to be something separate.
And with that expenditure and the way we're talking, or based on some of the things you said, we could actually do quite well with a campground out there.
Wonder if there's any
Make a
grants
separate
available for this
fee.
type of project.
Would we have to make a separate fee for the campground? Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, that would absolutely be
Yeah.
separate, yeah.
And if
Well,
we have
when
that-
I say a separate fee, would it have to be fees that are made out to the town of Rome?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, are we all in agreement we want to continue to study this issue for?
Oh,
the
Yeah,
future?
we can definitely keep studying it. I think first and foremost, we gotta find out if the folks across the street would be interested in
Right, I mean, we
selling.
need the land, right?
Location is going to be key, but yeah.
Isn't there eminent domain? I hate that.
The 40
not-
right, the
I'm
40
not-
right across the street is, that straight across is owned by two people, so you never know.
Yeah, I'm just being,
Technically with public space, we don't want to talk that, but yeah, technically if it's public spaces, but
was actually being sarcastic of that rule or law.
All right, well, should we move to the next item then?
Keep it on the agenda,
Yeah.
maybe, huh?
Yes.
for
Yeah,
discussion.
options for the Walden Park baseball diamond. Was that a discussion from,
I think Carl was thinking natural plantings. He had brought that up the other day when we were talking at the board meeting. Kind of like a little more what's going on over there currently, but make it even more so.
okay.
More of put like a gazebo
Oh.
and some more natural plantings around, which that one could be a vibrant spaces
Sure.
grant for something like that as well, so.
Does anybody use the baseball diamond anymore? No.
Well, we had an event that we were gonna do if we had enough volunteers. We were gonna have a kickball tournament out there. The draft was, but we ran out of volunteers, so it just didn't work. But I wonder if we should maybe just, before we decide on anything, maybe page through our corp. And just kind of look at some of our priorities for, because if this is a space we want to do something else with, maybe we should look at what was some of our top priorities in our corp. I mean, I know the kayak launch was one of them, so that was a great addition. So, and then also keep in mind when we're thinking about this that, yeah, I like the nature idea because this is kind of the kayak. There's no boat motors. It might be a silent kind of, or a,
Yeah.
more natural type thing, but
All right, well, why don't we
pavilion.
review?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, picnics, whatever, something, yeah.
You could get a rental income out of it if you went to a certain size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's,
Weddings.
outdoor venue. Yeah. It's a big enough area.
yeah, it's just another option
Yeah.
to think about. But there's a lot of options for that area. It's such a great spot. You just have to watch for parking.
Yeah, most people don't even know it's there.
Right,
Right.
right. And so
It's a little out of the way.
Too big of a venue, you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to because the parking would be too
Parking.
limited, and I don't think the neighborhood would appreciate.
Right.
All the comings and the goings
Yeah, yeah.
and noise. Makes sense. I think I,
One thing about Walden Park.
Sure.
So when we had that event there to heighten the awareness of the park, we ended up paying to clean all that gunk up around the launch,
Yeah.
and we paid for it the whole summer then. I don't know if that's something to visit Rome.
The green stuff, you're talking the green stuff?
Yeah, what, the stuff in water, was it in the
Oh, it
water?
was
Or,
just-
It was weedy and gunky.
oh, okay,
You
in
got
the
Rolling
water,
Rome
though.
or something like that,
Water.
come out and clean up the beach area, okay.
Gotcha.
and cleaned it all up, and then he said, well, do you want me to maintain it the rest of the summer? And I said yes at the time, but that's something that'll probably have to get approved by our board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
to be expected that we would.
Well, any of those backwaters, if without an aeration in it, they're
Right.
gonna, that's just the way it is.
It looked so much nicer. You know, by August, it actually, it smelled.
Right, yeah,
All the lakes do
right,
by August, so.
So,
Yeah, well, that's a
Just wanted to bring that
consideration.
up.
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
Dave, you had something too?
Yeah, I'd just like to throw out there too, that we did the restoration project there with pollinator habitat to address the slope going down to the hillside. There's enough room there, and there are quite a few programs that do a lot more to promote native plantings and pollinator habitat, that I think there's room for a lot of expansion there, and I'm well aware of some programs that can help pay for that. I'd like to see that incorporated into kind of the quiet uses and stuff we're talking about.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. Well, should we leave this on the agenda for, yeah, future meetings? Okay,
Okay.
sounds good. All right, so then I guess we're down to next agenda items. So we'll come back with some more information on our RTC additions.
Yeah, I'll get the ladder ball stuff out there, and,
I'll contact regarding the cornhole.
okay.
And what was,
And then maybe Nakusa High School, maybe somebody could just see if they're interested in taking on another project?
Yeah, you want me to contact them?
You could, that'd be great.
thank you.
And with the shade devices here, you mentioned Mid-State. I wonder if they would be open to doing one of these as a project.
The tech college?
What do you think, Cody?
If we're going to these shade structures, if we're gonna entertain that, if they do one of them, and we wanna put more up, will they match? Or are we gonna continue to have them build these things?
Or have them
If they
look into
can,
the tables
or if they're willing
instead?
to.
Yeah.
that
I
might be
think
a little more
tables.
realistic.
Well,
Tables and games.
they're talking about 20,000 for one of these?
Minimum?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. What about a $10,000 donation from the town to their program? Can we do that legally?
To Mid-State?
You
Yeah.
you wouldn't, I don't think it'd be considered a donation. I think you would be
Grant or whatever?
hiring them basically to,
yeah.
That would be more.
But
to
once
make them.
But once again, we still have, if we're gonna do more than one of these,
Right.
are they gonna be able to replicate that? Do they have time for it?
Right.
You know, do they
And
have
then
staff or
if this is the
students to
first
do it?
one they made, we
Yeah.
don't want to,
Yeah, what if we end up with,
We leave
Yeah.
the shade structures to the
Yeah.
experts.
We'll look into the company that did the other one and the local company and
Yeah, I'll
see what
forward
they
you that.
come back with
Okay.
for more information. Maybe they can come in under that and
yeah,
install it and see what we got.
all right.
I don't know, this pretty much looks like a bolt together that they're doing here.
the other thing too is that if the shade structures wear out, you can call these companies and say we need another
Right.
piece
Right,
of fabric. We're not
Okay.
making it.
Yeah, and it's the fabric, I'm sure, is specialty fabric that can withstand sun and wind and, you know.
okay. And then we have the Vibrant Spaces grant. We're going to look into using it for the pavement of the food truck area. And then we'll wait, we'll keep the disc golf and walking trail project on, and hopefully we get some more information from Randy. Do we want to leave the Deer Cuse on, the campground, or should we come back to that in January
Skip
or
one, yeah.
February? Okay. And lastly, the options for Walden Park. I guess we probably should leave that on the agenda and take a look at the corp to see if there's any other suggested
Okay.
uses for that. Okay, any other agenda items? All right. Well then, next meeting, November 17th, 2025. Does that work with everybody's schedule?
Yes.
All right. So, it's 6:15 and the meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.